Hello and welcome to the new Bundaberg Now weekly video news. I'm Michael Gorry, and first up today, let's take a look at the new RV park under construction at Burnett Heads.
The RV Lifestyle Village is our flagship community and our first. It's a master plan community designed for active travellers, and you'll see from our display homes that all of our homes feature a large oversized RV garage capable of fitting a vehicle up to 16 metres long. This is stage one. We've got 80 homes in stage one, as well as the bulk of our community facilities, and we've got capacity here at the moment for 486 homes.
We've used just local subcontractors, and all our personnel are local as well. So we've got the heavy plant operators. We've used plumbing subcontractors to help with the installation of the underground services, and then just truck drivers and some pipe layers that we employ. We've probably taken out in the region of about 5,000 cubic metres of rock so far. Some boulders the size of small cars.
All of our homes actually back onto 6 metres of parkland, so they're not fence to fence behind. You have a lovely lush outlook. It's kind of like having that backyard without having to worry about the maintenance. All our lighting is low glow emitting. It's downlit as opposed to uplighting into the sky, and even ensuring our landscaping is to a significant level that it reduces any that might spill from the village as well. We've got a 600 square metre lagoon pool as our feature to the community facilities, a games room that'll have 10-pin bowling lanes, golf simulators. The list just keeps going. You'd honestly, if you come in here, you wouldn't want to leave.
Cane crush season is underway. David Pickering from Bundaberg Sugar tells us now what to expect.
Crushing started on 6th of July and forecast to run until around about mid-October, just allowing for a little bit of wet weather. Crop size is around about 1 million tonnes this year, so down a bit, which is why we've got the later start.
We'll start harvesting this Sunday, our particular group, because we're on a rolling roster, so it's our turn to start. We don't use any road transport, we use the rail system, Bundaberg Sugar, so we just have infield transporters haul to the siding and tip into the cane bins.
There's probably about 3/4 of the canes coming in by railway and locomotives pulling the cane bins, and the rest of it, 25%, by truck. Adequately, it's weighed, it's then processed through a crushing mill where it's shredded and squeezed to get the juice out.
It's pretty busy this time of the year. I harvest cane for 6 different people. I cut 25% of their farm each time you go to their farm. That way you sort of minimise how many times you move.
Look, we're increasing our organic crop and hence more organic sugar. So something we've been getting into in the last few years, and specialty sugars, just trying to find products and markets that give a little bit more of a return and help make us more sustainable in the longer term.
The recent council budget provides $443,000 to keep local beaches safe all year round.
The contract is with the Surf Lifesaving Queensland, the Wide Bay Capricorn branch, to provide lifeguards on 5 local beaches 12 months of the year. Council will be providing $443,000.
It's fantastic. It just shows the great relationship that we've got with the Bundaberg Council. 27 years we've been in partnership, and it's great, as well as having our beaches covered. It gives a handful of young lifeguards work over those peak periods as well, but more so just to keep the general public safe, and the tourists who come to our lovely area safe when they come down to the beach, gives them a safe place to swim.
The iconic red and yellow is the heart and soul of Queensland, and particularly here in the Bundaberg region, and to be able to make a commitment today of $440,000 plus for the next few years, year after year, to support our life-saving family is a great commitment by the Bundaberg community.
Good news for sports fans. The Bundaberg Indoor Sports Centre reopens next week after undergoing renovations during the COVID lockdown.
At the moment, we're in the process of redoing our courts and nets and pretty much flooring the whole place to try and make it a fresh new centre like it hasn't been for over 40 years. We've got a kitchen upstairs which is almost ready to be fully open as well, so that's waiting for the health department to come through later this week. Our sports here is pretty much 5 nights a week. We do ladies netball, mixed netball, indoor cricket and junior sports as well. Before we done the renovation, it was very well outdated. The carpet was over 20 years old, where majority of this carpet actually only lasts around 10 years. So we've actually pretty much tried to modernise the place again and try and make it a new centre for all the people coming back and playing.
The Bundaberg region is a great place to invest and run a business. Bundy Limes have tasted success since they started up 8 years ago.
We could be called a boutique business. We're very different to some of the big commercial businesses around the Bundaberg region in that we're very small. We've only got about 800 trees. So we've been going about 8 years now. I would be nowhere without a lot of the other retailers, and not just retailers, other farmers as well, being able to share information. And you know, I came into this farm 8 years ago. I was a total farming virgin, so I knew nothing about anything. And just through the agricultural community in this region, it's been, you know, wonderful. There's no other way to describe it. The climate's perfect. The soil here, we have sandy loam soil, different to other parts of Bundaberg, but for citrus that's perfect. We've got a great water source. We've got a bore that also runs to the house, so we drink the same water that the limes do. There's nothing really that is a negative as far as the Bundaberg region goes for this type of business. About 4 years ago I realised that there was more to lime farming than just farming the limes, so I diversified into a number of different products, everything from lime salt to dried products and freeze-dried products as well. Our market is basically the Brisbane market. We have sold to other people, but we also have a very strong following from a lot of local clubs, pubs, cafes, restaurants. And the retailers, you know, I've got retailers and outlets that I've had since I first started, and they've stuck with me, and I deliver to their door, so they make a phone call and I get it there as soon as I can. There's not a lot of lime salt on the shelves at the supermarket, so I guess it's something unique and, like I said, a bit boutique, something out of the ordinary. We can give them a call in the morning and have the limes on the truck and down to Brisbane within about 16 hours, so it works very well for us because we don't use cold rooms or anything like that, so we don't store anything. Once it's picked, it's packed and then onto the truck and then off to Brisbane for the market the next day. So we've now got 10 different varieties of lime salt. I use local products for my lime salt, so we've got one in particular that it's named Kate's Choice, turmeric and lime salt. That's actually named after Kate Rabine, who runs Bunda Ginger and One Little Farm, because that's where I get the turmeric for that particular salt. We've also got some dehydrated limes. They're very, very popular. They sell in lots of different retailers around town, Kalki Moon being one of them. And then not so long ago, I purchased a freeze dryer, so I'm also doing freeze-dried limes as well, and they're named after my brother. So they're Steve-O's Blimies, they're called, and they're to put in the top of a beer bottle. So we came to the region 12 years ago and lived in just a house on a street and got a bit bored with it, and I was literally having this dream that my children could have a farm and, you know, be farm kids. So that's how we ended up on a little farm in North Bundaberg. Bundaberg tourism, of course, has been wonderful. I attend the Taste Bundaberg Festival, which is a wonderful event. Runs for 10 days, and particularly the Farmers Market and also the River Feast Chili and Lime Festival. You know, I've changed my life completely coming to Bundaberg, and I never want to go back to anything else. So,
in case you missed it earlier this week, Noel and Gloria Jamieson show us that true love lasts forever.
I'm Noel Jamieson, and this is my wife Gloria, and we live at My Lady. I come over on my scooter. The scooter. It's only 4 minutes from home, so well, that's all it's all it does. It doesn't go anywhere else. It just goes from here to home once a day. Yes, we've got a relatively large family, 6 kiddies. I was at the local rugby league ground, but the tennis courts were beside it. And I'm sure on the tennis court, so I went over and introduced myself and asked her out to go to the movies. And she accepted. Would be over 70 years ago now. She means everything to me. Everything. I just want to go one day along in Perth. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. You're gonna go anywhere, just like we used to do. To the folks that we know, tell them.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be online every Friday with more video news from the Bundaberg region.